What's up, guys? It's your boy Jay. Welcome to Jay's World. So let's talk. You know how we do it. Oh, you know how we do it. So let's get into it and welcome to another edition of J Topics. Okay, here we are. Finally, I am going to talk to you guys about Don Lemon. Oh yeah, Mr. Don Lemon. Now look, if you guys have been watching my channel for any number of, at this point, years, yeah, I would say years. I've been on YouTube for about 2 or 3 years now. You know that I'm not the biggest Don Lemon fan. No, I do not like Don Lemon at all, to be honest. And I'm just going to be honest. But here's the thing about me on Jay's World TV. As you guys know, I am fair and I am balanced. Yes, I will give my fair and honest opinion. Now, I do not mince words. I speak my mind. And sometimes, me and the Jaybirds, we always don't see eye to eye. We're not always on the same page. But at the end of the day, thank you for joining me. Okay, so we are about to go back in time. That's right. Y'all know what we're about to do. We are about to jump into the DeLorean from Back to the Future. So, grab my hand. Come on, grab my hand. As a matter of fact, grab both of my hands. You got them? Now let's go back into the future to the year 2013. All right, guys, enough of that silliness. Okay, the year is 2013. And back then, there was a man named Bill O'Reilly. Guys, who remembers Bill O'Reilly? He was this super, uber, ultra conservative talk show host with his own talk show on the Fox network called The O'Reilly Factor. Yeah, I believe it was called the O'Reilly Factor. But anyway, conservatives love Bill O'Reilly. You know, they tuned in every week. I think Bill O'Reilly is no longer on the Fox network. As a matter of fact, a bunch of sex scandals came up with him, and he's pretty much deemed a predator. Allegedly. Okay, anybody trying to get sued? Allegedly, he is a predator. But anyway, on this particular episode of his show, he decided to give Black people advice. That's right. He wanted to reach out in all his white privilege to Black America and tell us what is wrong with us. He went down this whole list of things, saying that Black people need to get off welfare. Black people need to pull up their pants. Black people need to stop being so lazy and go back to work. I mean, it was just like a whole bunch of just racist, completely stupid nonsense. Okay, this is who Bill O'Reilly was. Now, I'm sure he's still probably that same person, but this is definitely who he was back then. Well, Mr. Don Lemon decided to take to his own show on CNN and said, well, you know what? Bill O'Reilly did not go further enough. I agree with Bill O'Reilly. And so Don Lemon went down his list of things that he felt that Black people need to do. Pretty much in one broad stroke, sweeping all Black people together. Okay? Now, needless to say, this caused Mr. Don Lemon a lot of backlash. And a lot of us were dragging Don Lemon, including myself. This is one of the first of many reasons why, to this day, I don't like Don Lemon. Okay? Now, that was back in 2013. So let's move it up a little further, a year later, to the year 2014. When Don Lemon insults a Cosby rape victim. How many of you guys remember that interview? I will never forget, because I was actually watching that interview in real time. Now, I'm not sure if they pre-recorded it or whatever, but I do remember that interview. So basically the lady was, like a lot of Bill Cosby's victims, and I'm sorry, Bill Cosby is a rapist. I don't care what y'all say. It is what it is, okay? Y'all can disagree with me if you want, but I can actually voice that opinion because he has actually been convicted. But that's a whole nother video and a whole nother argument, because I know a lot of y'all Bill Cosby fans aren't gonna like that, but I meant what I meant and I said what I said. But anyway, this particular woman, she was describing, the intricate details of, what Bill Cosby actually did to her. And one of the things was, he tried to make her perform fellatio. And Don Lemon, in the middle of this woman describing what was happening to her, told her, stop right there. You know you could have prevented that, right? And the lady was like, huh? I'm sorry, I'm confused. He said, yeah, you could have prevented that. You could have, and then he kind of did this with his mouth, saying that she could, I guess, use her teeth to stop him from making her do what he did to her, And it was, y'all, it was just so bizarre. And so, it was just so random. And not only that, it was just flat out unprofessional. I mean, here you are, a journalist. You've got your own television show. You're interviewing this rape victim. And you interrupt her story and pretty much in so many words blamed her for the moment by saying that she should have used her teeth in order for this to never happen. Okay? So, let's move it up another year. The year 2015. When a police officer attacked a young black woman in the classroom. If I'm not mistaken, this young lady was about, I'm going to say about 13 or 14 years old. And you guys know, look, these kids are big now. A lot of these kids, these teenagers, y'all, they are bigger than us. Now, I stand 6'1". So I'm not sure how tall this young lady was, but she was a tall girl. I mean, she literally looked like a woman, but she was just a child. She was only like 14 years old. So basically what happened was the teacher had some issues with her, and I guess she and the teacher they were kind of going back and forth or whatever. So this white teacher of hers called the police on the little girl because she wanted the little girl to leave her class. And the little girl refused to leave, and she stayed in her seat. So this police officer, this grown-ass man, a police officer, grabbed that baby, and yes, that's right, I called her a baby because that's what she was. He grabbed that girl, picked her up, and body slammed her like she was a freaking man. Body slammed her and dragged her all across that floor and began to attack her, okay? This is all on video footage. You guys can literally pull this up right here on YouTube. Don Lemon on his show, this time he was actually with a panel of people. And Don Lemon, I believe at the time, the only black man on the panel, said, well, she probably did something to deserve that. I mean, we really don't know what happened. I mean, it could have been. I mean, what did she do to that officer before the video started rolling? This is what this black man said about this young black girl that got attacked on video. Again, you don't have to believe me. You can pull this shit up right here on YouTube. This is what Don Lemon said. Okay. Do you see a theme here? You see a theme here? But let's go a little further. Let's go to the year 2020. George Floyd, murdered for the entire world to see. Not just this country, but the entire world to see. We had, riots in the street. We were still in the throes of a full-on pandemic, which, by the way, we still are in. Let's be very clear. But, so we had that to contend with. And I remember all of our young people out in the streets, rioting, marching, picketing, just angry. People just angry everywhere. And Don Lemon, I remember him sitting in that studio watching the footage the live footage of all of these people out in the streets, and he began to call out celebrities, saying that, what's wrong? Where are our celebrities? Why aren't our celebrities leading all of our people? Why aren't our celebrities out there, with the rioters? Now, mind you, he has not taken his black ass out to the streets, but he's calling out all of the celebrities. And one particular celebrity that he called out was Dave Chappelle. He said, what's wrong with Dave Chappelle? Why isn't Dave Chappelle saying anything? And I'm thinking to myself, first of all, Don, what the fuck are you talking about? Why are you calling Dave Chappelle's name? What is that? So, of course, Dave Chappelle, in his comedy special, he replied. And he told Don Lemon, he said, well, first of all, why did you call my name out? Number one. And number two, I didn't need to speak for the streets, because the streets spoke for themselves. He said, we don't need celebrities to lead us, Don Lemon. He said, what would I possibly do that at this point that these people are doing for themselves? And I'm just going to say this. I really honestly don't feel that Don Lemon is that intelligent. I don't. I'm not saying that he's stupid. Obviously, he's educated. Obviously, he has a degree and he knows how to read. Okay, he knows how to read on that teleprompter, but it's just something about Don Lemon going off script. Whenever Don Lemon goes off script, you got issues. You got issues. Which brings us to 2023. Don Lemon strikes again. He's on his new talk show with co-host Poppy Harlow and Caitlin. I forget that other lady's name. I know one's a brunette and one's a blonde. Okay, so I guess it's their new talk show or whatever. I don't know, y'all. I really don't watch Don Lemon because, like I said, I can't stand him. But anyway, so I'm looking at this clip, and so they're speaking about former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley. As a matter of fact, Nikki Haley has announced her bid for the 2024 presidency, okay? So anyway, so basically what the subject was is the fact that Nikki Haley has proposed, or she wants to propose, that all candidates moving forward have to take some type of competency test if you are the age 75 and beyond. Now, Nikki Haley is a Republican. I'm not a Republican, and for the most part, I pretty much disagree with 99.9% of what Republicans stand for. But that's neither here nor there. I personally think that is a great idea. I do. 75 years and beyond, yes, I feel that there should be some type of competency test put in place. And not even just for the presidency. Whether it's, to get a driver's license or I don't know, just anything that requires, motor skills and just, a lot of brain power, stuff like that. But yeah, definitely for the presidency. So I actually agree with Nikki Haley. I think that's a great idea. But Don did not think so. So, he leans back in his chair. And then he moves forward and says, well, first of all, I just want to say that, talking about age is just very uncomfortable for me. But I just have to say that Nikki Haley is not in her prime as well. So his co-hosts were looking like, okay, what in the hell are you talking about? And they began to ask him what do you mean by that? He goes, well, she's in her 50s and women are only in their prime in their 20s, 30s, and maybe in their 40s. But when a woman is in her 50s, she's no longer in her prime. And his two female co-hosts were like, are you kidding me? Are you serious with this? Y'all, like seriously. That was one of the most cringe-worthy comments I've heard in a long time. I literally could not believe, as stupid as Don Lemon is, I could not believe he actually said that. Once again, off script, no teleprompter. The no teleprompter reading ass Don Lemon said that women in their 50s are no longer in their prime. And not only did he make that statement, he even backed it up, y'all. He doubled down on it. He said that, if you don't believe me, Google it. Google it for yourself. Google says that women in their 20s, 30s, and 40s are only in their prime. And if you're in your 50s, you are not in your prime. Well, first of all, Don Lemon, you are a whole ass journalist. And I can't believe, not only are you a journalist, you are a seasoned veteran journalist. You are as old as Anderson Cooper. And I cannot believe a journalist would actually tell people to Google some information, as if we are to believe everything the internet says. I was blown away. I was completely blown away that Don Lemon said this. Like, for me, that was an even new low for him. This is what this man said. Seriously, like seriously, y'all, I literally cannot make this shit up. He literally said that. But I brought all of those past examples up just to say this. Don Lemon has had a track record over the years for saying dumb shit. And look, in this video, y'all, I'm just using 3 or 4 examples. Trust me, I literally, in my preparation for this video, I listed all the stuff that Don Lemon actually said over the years. And I literally, if I spoke on all of it, this video would be about 2 hours. It is literally a wonder that Don Lemon even has a job at this point. Now, since Don Lemon has made that comment, he's actually issued an apology. And I do know that CNN, they gave him like a few days off for some training. You know, y'all know how that is. And some people are even calling for him to be fired. Now, do I feel that Don Lemon should be fired? No. I don't feel that Don Lemon should be fired for his statements, okay? So y'all please stop there. This man does not need to lose his job. However, Don Lemon does need to check himself. And I do feel that Don Lemon is very complacent right now. He's very complacent and very comfortable. And I do feel that Don Lemon feels that he can do what those white boys are doing at CNN. Yeah, that's right, I said it. And let me say this. You guys don't, look, I got some white J watchers out there as well as I got my black J watchers, and I got people of other nationalities watching Jay's World TV. And we do talk about race here on Jay's World TV, so y'all, it is what it is, but we have to have these uncomfortable conversations. But I really do feel that Don Lemon feels that he can do exactly what his white colleagues do. And here's the bottom line. Don Lemon, you can't. As a black man to another black man, you know for a fact we have to do 10 times better just to be considered equal. And I really do feel that Don Lemon is very complacent right now. And I really do feel that's why he feels that he can make dumb ass, cringy ass, stupid ass statements like this and feels that he can get away with it. Now, if Anderson Cooper made that same statement, oh, they would think it was just the cutest thing ever. Oh, they would laugh about it, and everyone would talk about it on the next day in the blogs, and oh, Anderson Cooper. Don Lemon, you are not Anderson Cooper. You're not. You're not. You're a black man on CNN. Representation does matter, Don. And you're not repping. You're not repping at all. But anyway, that's all I got. What do you guys think? First of all, did you see the clip? I really want you guys, after this video, watch that clip. Watch that clip of Don Lemon with his colleagues making that statement, and let me know what you think about it. I want to know. Let's have that conversation down in the comments. You know, do you agree with me? Do you agree that race does play a part in some of this when it concerns Don Lemon? Do you not agree with me? Do you even care? Let's talk about it down in the comments. All right, guys, That's it. That's all I got. Please don't forget to rate, comment, and do what? Subscribe. Please subscribe to my channel. And after you subscribe, please don't forget to head on over to Instagram and check me out at jaysworld.tv. That's JAISWORLD.tv on Instagram. And I'll holler at you later. Peace.